I'm going to get another drink. Please, excuse me. So, asking for forgiveness or apologizing. How many know that apologizing can be difficult? I know, I know. I know. One of the reasons is, well, at least for us guys, I don't know about you girls, but guys, we have a problem. We have a major problem, in fact. And if you ask any guy, it's the same thing. We all have this thing called pride. We want to be right. We are right. We are always right. And that pride gets in our way, especially when it comes to asking for an apologizing. All right, let's go ahead and get it. I got a couple verses for pride, in fact, because I think the Bible talks about pride all over the place. So I just picked a few of them, and we're going to go into, which one was it? Oh, I lost my spot. Oh yeah, I forgot to put it up there. Ecclesiastes 7:8. The end of a matter is better than its beginning, and the patience is better than pride. And go ahead and get another one up there too. Proverbs 6:18. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Basically, when you let pride get into the way, it just draws things out, and it could make a bad situation a lot worse. I don't know how many of you guys have witnessed that before, guys. Pride, definitely, and it's one thing that I've had to get over, especially growing up or being a job. How many of you guys have jobs? You have jobs. It is the hardest thing in the world to admit to your boss when you have done something wrong, and you want to be so right. You want to be so right, and then he'll throw out a good point, and you will just be slapped to the floor, and you're just like, oh my God. You're just like, whatever. I'm sorry. Whatever. All right. And then the next reason why it is hard to apologize is for fear. How many of you have been so afraid that you have hurt somebody so bad that they would never forgive you for what you've done? It's happened to me so many times, especially with my parents. With parents, you do some evil things to your parents. Evil things to your parents. It's really easy as a kid to do some evil things to your parents. How many know that? Yes. Well, there's certain things like, for instance, when I was going to high school, or junior high and high school, my mom wanted me to go to the Air Force Academy so bad because I always wanted to fly planes. That was my dream since I was a little kid. I wanted to fly planes. So, if you know anything about the Air Force Academy, anything at all, if you've got a single B or C in your high school career, you might as well forget about getting into it. Well, of course, me being me, my first high school year, I failed like 3 classes. Okay, I don't know what my problem is. I don't like homework. Whatever. My teachers seem to frown upon that. But anyways, so I failed it, and my mom, for so long, I felt like she was never going to forgive me for not getting into the Air Force Academy. And what made it even worse, well, actually, this made it a little bit better because it turns out that my eyes aren't too good. And if you know anything about being an Air Force pilot, they want you to have 20/20 vision. Surgery or no, 20/20 vision is how you got to go. That made it a lot easier. But when my mom saw that first F or got that first phone call that I was failing a class, and she sat me down, and I can just remember the look on her face, and it was like a sad look, but it was like an evil look, like, how are you going to get into that Air Force Academy? How are you going to fly in those planes when you are getting those Fs? I'm just like, F's for flight, Mom, come on. But like I said, it's a very difficult thing to get over, to be afraid of when somebody might not forgive you. And it feels really bad. How many knows it feels bad when somebody doesn't forgive you of something you've done? But according to this, what I was going to say, Matthew 5:23, regardless if they forgive us or not, we need to at least ask for their forgiveness. All right, moving right along. Step number 3. All right, how many of you guys know the parable of the unmerciful servant? Some of you? Okay, my dad has been going to the same church for years and years and years, and his dad runs the church. It's a small little Baptist church, and there is this 100-year-old woman. I swear to God, she's been 100 since I was 8. And she would always tell me this parable, and I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and share it with you right now. All right. And then Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother when he sins against me? Up to 7 times? And Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. Therefore the kingdom of heaven is like a king who wanted to settle accounts with his servants. As he began the settlement, a man who owed him 10,000 talents. And I don't remember if you remember last week when Justin was talking about talents. Do you guys remember it all? Yeah, $30,000 times 10,000. So that's like millions of dollars. The guy owed him millions of dollars. How do you get in debt millions of dollars? I don't know, but he did. He did, and so anyways, they brought him to him. Since he was not able to pay, the master ordered that he and his wife and his children and all that he had be sold to repay the debt. Go ahead and go to the next slide. This one's a little fuzzy. I'm going to get a little closer. All right. The servant fell on his knees before him. Be patient with me, he begged, and I will pay back everything. The servant master took pity on him, canceled the debts, and let him go. But when the servant went out, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii. 100 denarii. That's like, I don't remember how much they said it was, but that's like nothing. A denarii is, I guess it's like $1 or something. So $100 as opposed to $300 million or whatever it was. I can't do the math in my head. I'm not that good. I lost my spot. I'm that good. He grabbed him and began to choke him. There we go. I can't read it. It's so fuzzy. Pay back what you owe me, he demanded. His fellow servant fell on his knees and begged him, be patient with me. I will pay you back. But he refused. Instead, he went off and had the man thrown into prison until he could pay the debt back. When the other servants saw what had happened, they were greatly distressed and went and told their master everything that had happened. Then the master called the servant in. You wretched servant, you wicked servant, that's what it is. You wicked servant. He said, I canceled all the debt of yours because you begged me to. Shouldn't you have had mercy on your fellow servant just as I had on you? And in anger, his master turned him over to the jailers and to be tortured until he should pay back all he is owed. This is how my heavenly Father will treat you and each of you unless you forgive your brother from your heart. With your heart or whatever. Anyways, so step number 3. Can you guess what step number 3 is? Forgive others. Very good. All right. Before we can ask God to forgive us, we need to forgive others of what they've done to us. This possibly could be the hardest part. Step 1 was the easiest part, but most important. Step 3, hardest part. Still important though. We want others to ask for forgiveness. All right. So the reason why this is hard is because we want others to ask us for forgiveness. We don't want to go to them and say, hey, you did this bad to me. You need to forgive me. Or you need to ask me for forgiveness. You don't want to do that. You want to, whatever. That makes it very hard. I'm getting myself all mixed up. Once again, this is pride. We let our pride get into us. And when people, do something wrong to you, it makes you angry, doesn't it? Like somebody, stole something from you. You get mad at them. And anger equals power. How many of you guys know that anger equals power? When you get angry, you get powered and you get motivated to do something. How many know that all those activists and stuff like that, civil rights activists and all that stuff like that, they aren't powered by love. Hippies are powered by love, okay? All right? They sit around in circles and they sing songs. Not a lot getting done there. But activists, these are the people who have had something bad done to them, or they've seen something bad done, or their brother got hurt, their family got hurt, whatever. They get motivated. They're activists. How many of you guys know we celebrated Martin Luther King's birthday not too long ago, a couple Mondays ago? Martin Luther King, how many of you guys know the song? Dr. King, Dr. King, Dr. King was a civil rights leader.